When women are empowered, all of society benefits. United Nations Deputy Secretary General Asha Rose Migiro told this to an International Women Leaders Global Security Summit in New York. For many women in Israel, service in the Israel Defense Forces is the source for their empowerment. At age 18, Israeli high school graduates are handed incredible responsibility to defend their country and defend their families. 1/3 of these soldiers are women, many of whom share a strong sense of obligation to serve their nation. The Israeli Defense Forces represent the heart, soul, and body of the Israeli people, integrating and absorbing differences to culminate in a unified Israeli front. Unlike any other nation in the world, the IDF is unique in its dedication to the integration of women in its protection of Israel. This has been true since Israel's establishment in 1948 and is reflective of the egalitarian-based society of Israel as a whole. Lieutenant Gali Rosenstein, an IDF spokesperson, has already served more than her required 2 years and has commanded both male and female soldiers.
Women today can go and become combat soldiers, can become pilots, can go to the Navy, they can do everything, and they're treated equally.
Today, over 90% of all roles in the Army are open to women candidates, and women perform duties that help ensure the safety of Israel. For instance, one of the most crucial responsibilities women fulfill in the Navy is that of control supervisors, in charge of the safety of Israel's coast and responsible for stopping many terrorist attacks. As Women's Affair Advisor Brigade General Gila Khalifi Amir put it, they are the eyes of the Navy. Colonel Betsy Gruber, who has served in the Army for over 30 years as a commander and sergeant general, explains how this makes the IDF different from other armies in the world.
I think that the IDF is one of the unique armies that women can join a lot of units, a lot of interesting units, combat units.
According to the IDF spokesperson unit, during the Second Lebanon War in 2006, women were involved in field operations alongside men for the first time since the 1948 War of Independence.
Women can be very empowered in the Army. I think that just saying that women are just like men and they need to do service and we have the same rights and we have the same duties as anyone else. And I think that's very empowering, and I don't know, I think that it makes Israeli women stronger.
At the age of 18, women in the IDF hold enormous responsibility. Women, who compose half of all officers in compulsory service and more than 25% of officers with rank of captain or major, are often in charge of numerous other soldiers. Their responsibility is not only to ensure the defense of Israel, but also the safety and well-being of the soldiers under the command.
Of course, there is still things or jobs that women cannot do, like getting to Gaza and fighting face to face, which is now like. Still, we didn't get to that point, but I'm not sure that we want to get to that point because we don't really want to think what women will have to do if they will be inside the enemy. But generally, it's equal.
I think it forces the Army and society also to look at each gender and say, okay, what can you contribute, and how can we do that in the best way? And really look at each job and say, okay, should women be here? Should women not be here?
So do you think more positions should be opened up to women, or is it good the way it is?
I think it's good enough the way it is, but if there is any woman that wants to do any job, no one needs to stop her. I mean, it's open enough right now, but there is still jobs that we don't do, but I can realize that, so it's fine.
Till today, the IDF remains an army of the people. The important contributions women make do not remain isolated to the Army. Since 2000, the IDF has collaborated with the Israel Women's Network on a program for 11th graders that aims to change attitudes towards and perceptions of women by increasing the awareness of women's abilities and potential contribution to the technological, political, financial, and military worlds. Service in the IDF empowers not only the women serving, but also girls and women in the greater society.
I think it's a big part of the Israeli culture, and it's an important part of the Israeli culture. And I mean, we need people in the army. I don't understand how we can live in Israel and know what people go through and not go to the army.
And the army doesn't care, like, if you haven't done laundry in 2 weeks and you really, really want to go home now because it's a war and you're like just 20 and whatever, like, no, we need you right now and your country needs you right now, and so you will be in this bomb shelter with 50 small children making them not cry. First of all, I think it makes you a more mature human being to put something else in front of you, like to work for something that's bigger than you. I think it puts things in proportion, and it makes you more selfless.